So you mentioned, some businesses look more like 3 times EBITDA, other businesses maybe looking like 7 or even 10 times EBITDA. Like, what are the criteria that you are looking for that leans you to pay more for a business, and what are some of the drawbacks?
We have a list of about 10 criteria that we look for and sort of mark them out of 10. And probably the main one is just if it's an ongoing business model, and that means it's like the rental model, or in the case of About Health, it was, hey, people are buying supplements, they keep on buying them. So the second one is that it's clean and tidy or simple, and that means that when we go after the acquisition, do we have to change computer systems? Are there a whole lot of changes we have to make? Because they're big costs that we may have to do. So if it's absolutely tidy and we see, hey, we can fit this straight into our business, that becomes a very, very good one. The cost of a customer. If a customer has been spending money in establishing a brand, we're getting that for nothing. So if they spend a lot of money over many years establishing a brand, that's a very good on our criteria list. And
if they have a distinguished brand that people appreciate in the marketplace, that'll mean you'd be willing to pay a premium. Okay,
so they've made an investment in the future, and we get the advantage of that. The size of the customer base is significant. If you have one customer that's 50% of your business, that's high risk.
Mm-hmm.
So we'd be nervous about that. Obviously, margin's significant. If we, I think a business with less than 30% margin, we just wouldn't look at.
Do you mean gross profit margin or net profit margin when you say margin?
Gross margin.
Gross margin. Okay.
So sales less cost of sales. We want 30%. Only in the I know if you're in a mass market you could take less, but that's not the sort of market we're in. So we want at least 30%. Cash flow, does it require investment? Like if it's a manufacturing business, hey, that's going to require a whole lot of investment. That's we're a bit wary of that. If we can save costs, if we see ourselves, gee, hey, listen, and we do look at it from our point of view, if we say, hey, we can absorb it totally without bringing in a manager, but in terms of normalising the profit, we have a manager in there. We might have $150,000 in there as a manager, even though we know, hey, listen, we're not going to need that. That's a saving to us. Obviously, if it's well established at high barriers to entry, that's a very big plus. And then I think, the big one, risk is minimised by the acquisition price. We're doing one now, which is, we get for around about 3 times EBITDA, but it looks pretty risky to us. It could, but I'm saying to our guys, hey, listen, even if the profit is half what it is, it's still going to be a good buy. So, we're just starting DD on it now, but...
when you say it's going to be a good buy, what's your case to your partners that it's going to be a good buy? Because you're still buying a business. You're putting cash at work and at risk. When you say it's going to be a good buy, what's your calculus?
In this case, it fits into what we're doing, into our current business. So it's an add-on to our current business, and without too much effort, and it provides us with a lot of opportunities in that it's a global business, and with direct to consumer. So it's exactly what we do now, except we do it locally. So we think that will provide us opportunities to provide our current products into those overseas customers.